If you don't know who you are outside of being useful to others, if your worth feels tied to what you do, how much you give, and whether people need you, then I made this video for you because being useful might have become your identity, but it doesn't have to stay that way. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand how and why this pattern was created within you, and then how it shows up in your life. And then we'll go through 3 powerful tools that are going to help you to start reconnecting with your identity beyond your usefulness. If we haven't met, I am Jayleen. I help high-achieving eldest daughters break free from burnout and people-pleasing by reconnecting with their self-worth without needing to prove it. And I know this path because I've lived it. For years, my entire identity was built on being useful. If I wasn't helping, I wasn't good. And this work that I'm talking with you about today changed my life. Before we dive in any deeper, I want to give you an invitation to take my free burnout quiz. It's going to help you identify your current burnout pattern, and it'll give you some personalized insights for where you can start on your healing journey. So you can find the link in the description. It takes about 2 minutes. It will give you so much information. It will be a game changer. So let's take it back. Chances are you were the responsible one growing up. You were the fixer, the helper, the peacemaker, the one who held things together when the adults around couldn't or wouldn't. And this doesn't happen randomly. This is modeled, rewarded, and reinforced. So if you grew up in a household where emotional needs were inconsistent, ignored, you likely learned that love and attention are not freely given, they have to be earned. For example, a parent who confided in you like a peer, and they made you feel responsible for their emotions. Or maybe you were praised only when you were helpful, only when you were achieving. Or maybe getting in trouble or shamed for having big feelings or needing more support. Being the good kid so that you wouldn't cause any stress or rock the boat. When emotional safety isn't available, the brain adapts to survive, and you figure out, if I stay useful, if I help, then I make others feel happy, then I feel safe, then I'm loved. So usefulness becomes more than just a behavior. It becomes your identity. It becomes a core of you. And over time, you begin to confuse being needed with being loved, being worthy. So you put others first, no question. You anticipate the needs before they're even spoken. You struggle to accept care and help because it feels unfamiliar or unsafe. And what gets buried? Your identity, your sense of self, your connection to your worth. So how do you recognize this in yourself if you're living from usefulness? What are some signs? So when usefulness becomes your identity, you stop seeing yourself as someone with an intrinsic value. Instead, your worth becomes conditional. It's measured based on what you do or what you fix. So let's talk about what that looks like, because it's painful. So some hidden ways that this might show up are, for instance, overcommitting. You're saying yes automatically, and then when it comes time to do the thing, you are resentful and you feel guilty for saying no, and you just don't want to do it. Number 2, hyper-independence. You pride yourself on not needing help. You're the go-to person for everyone else. And when you're in need, you isolate because you're scared if they know that you can't handle it all or that you need help. Suddenly you're weak, you're not useful, you're not loved, you're not worthy. Number 3, overfunctioning emotionally. So in groups, you're the mediator. At work, you pick up the slack. In relationships, you're the caregiver. You feel anxious if others are struggling, and you immediately jump in to fix it. Number 4, guilt when relaxing. So you struggle to relax unless everything is done and everything is okay, which when is it ever? You feel guilty and you judge yourself for needing rest. Number 5, if you don't have a role, you feel invisible. If you're not actively helping, you feel unseen or like you don't have a purpose. You might even feel scared that you're going to be abandoned, or people are not going to think highly of you if you're not doing something. And all of these behaviors don't just exhaust your energy, they erode your identity. So you forget who you are outside of these roles. And this all leads to burnout. And burnout leads to resenting your loved ones and the people in your life who have grown to count on you and love you. And recognizing these patterns, it's not about blaming yourself, it's about reclaiming those parts of you that are buried beneath all of that usefulness, all of those tasks, all of that striving. So how do you do that? How do you reclaim? This is where the healing begins. The goal isn't to stop being helpful. It's to stop believing that being helpful is the only way that you have value. So let's talk about some tools that you can use to still continue to be helpful, still show up for your loved ones and your family in the way that makes you feel proud, but not out of obligation, not out of needing that validation from them. So number one, take a pause. Anytime you catch yourself overextending, rushing to help, take a breath, take a pause. Place a hand over your heart, take a breath and say, I'm enough, even when I'm not useful. And this interrupts that automatic loop of doing equals worthy. And over time, your nervous system learns that you can exist without striving, without performing. Another good way to implement this pause is to ask yourself, am I doing this to show love and support, or am I doing this to receive love and support? So just building in those little pauses, those little kind of mindset shifts to help your brain rethink about why you're doing it, or think about why you're doing it at all, and not just jumping in and doing it. Number two, the inner check-in. So being useful often started in your childhood when you were growing up, but it was cemented in your teens. So ask yourself, why did my younger self really need that she didn't get? And then write her a letter and tell her she never had to earn love. She's allowed to rest. Her worth was never based on what she got done. And this process builds that inner safety. It's a key foundation for shifting your identity from I'm only worthy if I'm doing things. Number three, make a joy list. And this might sound silly, but each week create a list of activities that bring you joy. There's no productivity. It's just doing something that you like. Listening to music, going for a walk, drawing, dancing, laughing. And then just pick one each day and do it. And while you're doing it, remind yourself, I'm enough. Just doing this, I'm worthy, I'm important, I'm useful. And this helps you remember who you are beyond all of the responsibilities. Being useful is not a bad thing, but when it's the only way that you know how to feel valued, it becomes a trap. The truth is, you are worthy of love, rest, joy, even when you're not fixing anything in anyone else's world. So if this video resonated with you, please share it with other firstborn daughters who you like, and subscribe the channel. Don't forget to take the burnout quiz. The link is in the description. And then I invite you to please watch this video next.